Hello, this is a message for someone who's right now feeling blindsided by some kind of hostile, radical action that someone has evidently been taking against you, news to you, okay? So whoever this message is for, you have recently realized, probably via connecting dots on your own. It's not like somebody delivers some news to you and then you realize. No, I feel like there was a moment of sudden connecting of dots and realizations that you had recently that someone around you could be in the workplace, probably. Uh, a, it's someone that's been actually strategizing against you, possibly. I suppose it could also be other environments if you're in school, or I don't know, it just feels very work-like for some reason. But yeah, this is someone who, has presented a friendly face to you for the most part. Okay, this is someone you might have thought you had an okay relationship with. Now, it's not someone that you thought you were in great terms with, and it's someone that you might have worried you had, like work to do in their relationship to feel like 100% safe with them or something like that. So, but something has taken place, not something, a series of some things that have demonstrated to you. Now it's come to a point of, without a shadow of a doubt, that this person is like hostile towards you. There's some kind of hidden hostility that they are displaying underhandedly. Okay, so it's been subtle things that have added up to more serious things. And so whatever was the last straw, or whatever took place that seemed crossing a line into more serious territory, made you sort of take a step back and look at the situation with new eyes, and that's when you connected the dots. And now you're panicked. Okay, if this message is for you, now you're in a panicked state. I'm sensing like a freeze mode, because you're kind of shocked to a level. Okay, you didn't think things were this bad with this person, but you also kind of couldn't imagine that they would be so devious. Okay, for lack of a better word, is really what I'm getting. Devious, vicious is what I'm getting to. I don't know what I'm talking about, but sorry, whoever you are, must be hard to go through this. I sense you are just in a panicked freeze mode. I usually call that zombie mode, where you're just going through the motions and you haven't had time maybe yet to digest things. Or maybe it's not that you didn't have time, it's that you're in that, what do they call it in psychology, you're in that functional freeze state where, yeah, you're functional, but it's not like you have the ability to really digest what happened and deal with it. Okay, so the message coming through is you need to take some time for yourself and properly honor the fact that someone really sort of slapped you in the face with a really harsh dose of reality that actually forces you to pivot in some way. Okay, whatever took place, what you're realizing now is you need to pivot. Okay, maybe you didn't fully realize it, again, because you haven't had the time to process things. So that's, I don't want to like chew things up for you, but that's where you're gonna get to as you process this, that you have to pivot now in your path, whatever path that was, because you can't operate with this person. Okay, you can't work with this person if it's at work. Okay, you just can't anymore. Okay, they've made it so you just don't feel comfortable or want to anymore. Like, there's been a paradigm shift inevitably now, and you are just sort of adjusting to that. Okay, so you need to sort of up the self-care for a minute here. And it's like when you travel abroad, and it's like a lot of time zones. You need to give your body a little bit of space for a reset point. You need to take care of yourself in a special way, and you need to sort of focus a little bit extra on recovery than you would normally. So this is similar. It's like you went through a bunch of time zones. Instead of time zones, it was timelines. Okay, you shifted through a bunch of timelines all of a sudden, and it wasn't necessarily, it didn't feel like it was out of your own will and volition. Okay, but yet I will say, manifesting wise, you, if this message is for you, you have been wanting a change in your life. So you made the vessel, you created the vacuum effect for this to come to pass. It's just, you know, like anytime manifesting or with spell work or whatever, you don't know the ways in which things will unfold. That's why the Christians say that thing, the Lord's ways are mysterious, okay? Because they are. It is very mysterious how it all unfolds, but whatever is unfolding is actually for your highest good is what I'm getting, and to fit what you've been trying to manifest for a while, okay? Because I'm seeing someone with a very detailed, strong vessel is what I like to call them, of like manifestation. It's like you have the vacuum effect happening right now, okay? And this is the way the energy, it's just naturally working itself, probably the way of least resistance, okay? On an energetic level, we're getting a little too complex over here, so I'm gonna get right back to the message. And yeah, you need to up the self-care, allow yourself to adjust to this timeline shift, and allow yourself some room to come to the conclusions you need to come to so you can pivot in the right ways, and trust that this is all happening for the best, even if this is quite an unpleasant shock to the system right now, okay? So hopefully this was helpful.